a bit of a southeasterly wind. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. It's going to head off for a couple of hours in the river. Probably got about a 25-minute walk from here through all this high grass, then across the river, walk to another heap of high grass till I get back to my start and get into my entry point. So we'll see how we go. I hate walking through this sort of grass, you never know what's hiding in it. Right, we've made it to the river. There's a few trout jumping around here. I'll cross over here and head downstream anyway, and then I'll have a couple of flicks here when I get halfway across. But there's quite a few trout jumping around the place, but whether they'll be into a lure today, I don't know. It's nice to see a few here. They're a nice conditioned little fish too, something that's jumping. Anyway, I've got a March brown at the moment. I'm going to flick that up there and have a couple of casts before I get across the river. Let's see if I can pick up a fish or two. One, I'd be happy with just picking one up actually. Be a good way to start the day off. Well, I only had 2 follows back there of those trout. They're just too busy jumping all over the place. But, yeah, not interested. Tried 4 different lures, nothing. I'm just following this, oh I'm puffing, following this creek bed down through here for about 15 odd minutes before I get to the river in it. And yeah, this will take me straight to the river. This used to be a beautiful backwater here. Had water in it right throughout the whole dry season, and you come up here and catch trout in it now. Look at it. This 2016 record June floods in record. The record floods we had in June 2016 just wiped it out, and it's devastated the whole thing, which was, you know, like I said, a beautiful backwater once upon a time. Now it's yeah, it's nothing. I'm in the river. A month ago I was fishing from that opposite riverbank there and getting a few rainbows, and had a very strong northeasterly, and I lobbed my lure over here right across the other side of the river. The wind caught it and swung it off direction, and I wrapped around this tree branch. But at that time the water was probably about a foot high, and I wouldn't take the risk of coming down here, so I had a look here today, a month later, or 3 weeks later I think it is, and yep, found the lure, the anti-kink, and stretch the line here. So we'll clean her up and put her back in the tackle box. And yeah, it's just above the knees here at the moment. Got a bit of a walk back up there to the riverbank again, probably about 20 yards, and I'm back to where I've left my rod and fishing vest. Alright, I'm back there now, ready to put my fishing vest back on. Wasted line, excess line, it was broken off. Roll it up, take it back home with you and bin it. As you can see, the little lure's still, all that time's been in that water. It's tarnished, the gold colour's gone over. But the mark on the blade spinner there, it means that water flow, that lure has been spinning continually all that time while the treble hooks were stuck into that tree branch. Anyway, it's been the second time it's been saved now from that side of the river. I'm going to put it on and go back across the other side, and hopefully this time I'll get away with it, go home with it again. Got our first fish on here. It's a nice rainbow. Saw one jump earlier, and I put a white mirror on. I was having no luck with anything else, so although a few caddis moths around. I think he's only just hooking the jaw, so you may even toss it. He's a nice solid fish. He's only hooked in that top jaw. Not a monstrous fish, but geez, they fight though. Fight like a pound and a half bloody brown trout, these things. He's probably only half that size. Anyway, we'll get him in. And sitting on his way, let's take with a cast upstream there. I just let it drift and just brought it back slowly with the retrieve, and yeah, smashed it. So there we go. Yeah, he just took in that top, well she is, just took in that top gill. Just took my second rainbow and they're in that little pocket of water there on that bend there where that white bubble line is, and I jumped 3 times there and then ran me down through here into there, and I had no control of him at all. And yeah, jumped there and 2 head shakes when he come out the river, and yeah, he's gone downstream and threw the lure back at me. So, he wasn't quite as big as the last one, that other rainbow I got, but he's still a nice solid little fish, around 350 odd grams. Bit of sun coming through now, and southeasterly wind really howling there a minute ago, and now it's dropped off again. I didn't want the sun to come out, but it's hot enough now, so humid. Right, I fished right up through there. I'm on a hard body lure now, a little handmade, handmade and hand painted brown trout lure, made by Southie the Banger in Adelaide, on the fishing site I'm on, and on strike and hook. And yeah, still not a sign of a trout. I have one follow back further when I entered this big long wide slow stretch of water. Normally I'll have a couple of trout here along here, but not a sign of a fish. Nothing even jumping here now. Look. Since that sun's come out and hit the water, it's just sort of gone dead. It's so hot now. I've got to get up and go through all this bloody grass and bush now too. Hate doing that. It's too deep to get up on ahead of me up here. So I have to go up and the big trees up there, up through the bush, all up along there for probably about 40 metres, and then get back down the side of the river bank into the river. Oh well, it's part of trout fishing. Just make plenty of noise, and mates, any snakes around, I'll go running hopefully. I just sucked the rainbow in on the hard body. He's only just hooked, so it's only a little 2 gram silvery sort. I don't even know what brand. I don't think it's even got a brand on it. It's one I picked up pretty cheap on eBay, and yeah, this rainbow's come and grabbed hold of it. I don't leave him on there too long, as I hate it when they get hooked around under the gill cage area. So I get him in the net and get him off as quick as I can. A bit bigger than the last fish too. So, yeah, that's the little hard body, unbranded little thing. So, did the job. And, anyway, this fella's ready to go. So we'll let him on his way. He's gone like a bullet. We'd like to see. Oh well, it's made a bit better day now of 2 trout. 2 from 3 hookups. It's not too bad. This is what I hate heading through. Have a look how high it is. See, some of it's head high. That's my... Oh, unreal. Plenty of stomping and bonking going along here, I tell you. I've only got to go up to where that, about where that green tree is. Got the big one in front of me, just back right behind that's the green one. You can see sitting above that grass. I think that's why I can get down, turn around there, go right, and I can get back down into the river. Make plenty of noise when going up there, I tell you. Right, just cut down there and back in the river. See if we can get some more trouties. I'd love to have come up through that bit of water there, but it's just not worth the risk. It's just a bit too deep. I don't feel like drowning my camera. Anyway, let's start flicking this little hard body back around. I can flick it down there and just let it drift to slow cast and retrieve anyway. I've gone back to stonefly bug spinner now. I hooked and lost a little brown on that little light coloured lure that I got the rainbow on, and I used it a little bit further up here, no follows. So I thought, oh, water's running a bit faster. That was only very light, and I thought I'd go back to a stonefly bug spinner, see if that'll do any good. That does, and I might put a little beat up old Aglia gold on. Where it seems to pull the rabbit out of the hat for me every now and then. It's a good looking bit of water there, so I'm going to have a flick in there and see what happens. There's one there. It just took the lure, but he just, yeah, I lost it as quick as he took it. There's another rainbow too, that's why it's such an aggressive take. Not much more water to go through now, and I'll be heading back to the car. Alright, fish right up through there, not a sign of a fish. He went back to the white miller bug. Crossing back the river now to head back to the car. It's 4:45, so yeah, I've had enough. Slipping and sliding, the sun's come out, it's made it tough, a lot tougher. It was better when it was overcast. So I'll just make my way back to the car. I'm going to cross here about 4 and in. Pretty crappy river bottom still. Right, just spent 2 hours, it's only 2 hours in the river all up. That's the time I got in the river and time I got out the river. Yeah, just 4 hookups, 2 nice rainbows landed, caught and released. One on a hard body, one on the white miller bug, Meps bug. Yeah, lost another one on the white miller and lost one on the hard body. Lost a little brown on the hard body. So yeah, just the 4 hookups for the day, and had stopped hitting a miss on the end on a black bug spinner. And yeah, that was my day. So once that sun come out, it just changed things, and the wind really picked up from the southeast. So yeah, ruined the day in the end. But anyway, I'm going home now to watch 5 o'clock now. I'm back at the car. So yeah, going home to watch the Big Bash cricket. So next time, guys, tight lines. Oh, and that was my first trout for the new year too, which is good.